Can you tell us a little bit about Let's Play?
So we took over in July last year, and we really wanted to make it a place not just for kids, but for parents to come and relax. We've brought in amazing chefs who have developed an amazing menu, and parents are coming here more and more often just to have a break, have a meal, have a nice cup of coffee while the kids play in a safe environment. We do that, that's our bread and butter. We also run lots of different educational classes as well, like Messy Play, and on the weekend we're here for birthday parties.
Messy Play. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's actually my other business, Little Messy Learners, and that is for kids 0 to 5 to come in and, as it sounds, get messy, to learn and explore different sensory bases. We do different themes each week, so they're getting exposed to different kind of vocabulary and language and concepts. And it's really just an hour for the parents to engage one-on-one with their kids, for siblings to play together, and to just have an hour out of their day where they can just intentionally be together.
It looks like you've got quite a few of these rooms here, and by the look of it, it's for little birthdays and so forth.
So we've got 5 different party rooms, 5 different themes, and it really depends what the kids kind of drawn to. This room is actually our most popular room because, you know, little girls, they love unicorns and fairies. And so, yeah, they kind of get booked out all weekend, and we do as much as we can to kind of lift the stress off of parents when it comes to birthday parties.
Tell you what, the rooms are really well decorated. Fantastic art that's been done in these rooms. Who's done that? How did you go about getting this done?
So this is not my doing, this is the old owner, and he actually said to me the other day they're all hand painted by mural artists, and they have held up for about 15 years.
What activities do you offer here?
So we have a 3-story playground with a couple of epic slides for the older kids, a couple of ball pits, a little area for the younger kids as well, so for the under 4s, and we've just rolled out like a little role play area just to see how that would go. So we got rid of one of our jumping castles and put that in. That's been about a month in, and kids are loving it. So they're coming here, and it's amazing to see them actually stop and engage with things rather than just rip-roar around the playground, which they still do, but there's also opportunities for that quieter play and that role play as well. We also offer through the school holiday programs. Yes, it's for the kids, but focusing on what we can do for the parents to lighten the load of the school holidays. They can come in, do an hour worth of activity, have a couple of hours play, have some lunch. That's half a day gone.
It must be really rewarding to see so many kids here enjoying themselves, but also accommodating for the parents. They can come here and dine. You said you have a new restaurant or cafe. Can you talk us a little bit through that?
Yeah, so I mean, I have 3 kids myself, so they're all kind of underage, and I know how hard it is to keep 3 little people entertained all the time. So to have a safe space where parents can bring their kids, that was definitely our mission when we took over. The cafe, like we've got some, as I said, awesome food, and we're rolling out more things. So this weekend we're starting Friday night dinners. It's hard when you get to the end of the week and you're tired and all you want to do is just switch off, or maybe go out for a meal with somebody. There's not many options where you can go where you feel like your kids can actually be free to run around. At the end of the week, they're not going to sit at a dinner table either. So we thought, let's give it a go. We'll try some Friday night dinners. Got a liquor permit because, you know, people like to have a couple of drinks after dinner. We've also got trivia night on Saturday night as well, and that was really popular the last time we did it. Parents absolutely loved it, and they were coming up to us being like, we haven't done trivia together for years since our kids were born.
Trivia. It's a big thing in Canberra. People love it, and you've already had a pretty good response for that so far. What's some of the feedback that you've received?
Just that people were thrilled they could do it with their partner, because it's very hard if you're into trivia and you don't, you know, you've got kids, you don't get to go and probably do it a lot together because you've got to pay for babysitters or organise, you know, grandma or grandpa to come and look after the kids. It gets to be too complicated, so you find one parent will go and the other will stay home. So very appreciative that they could come and do it together, and it was really fun. So the guy we had hosting, who's back on Saturday, he made it very inclusive for families. So, you know, the questions weren't like you didn't need a PhD to answer the questions.
Very good.
Yeah, which was good. So everyone kind of had a round where they were like, yes, I got that one. But he also added games in so the kids could get involved as well. So we had like a paper aeroplane competition where we made the aeroplanes and then they could throw them and see how far. It was little prizes like bags of lollies and things like that.
It's very unique, that form of trivia, really.
Yeah.
And like you just mentioned, you can bring the family, the kids can get involved.
Yeah.
You don't see that happen anywhere else.
No.
More importantly, you can get the kids off the iPhones and iPads, and if they've had enough answering all the correct answers and, putting the parents to shame, they can go off and play on the playground.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. It was really nice that the kids didn't bother mum and dad for 2 hours. They all had dinner and then they ran off. We also had a couple of the rooms set up with Play-Doh and colouring in. And I thought about what would my kids want. 2 hours is a lot of time to be running around. So we had a few different activities. But for the most part, the kids were all great. We had a couple of sleeping babies walking out as the night finished. But yeah, for the most part, it just went really well.
What are some of the challenges that you've gone through over the last 12 months?
The rising costs are hard to keep up with, and the challenge, whether to pass that on to the consumer or not is, a big decision to make. But you've got to figure out what the balance is between staying open and, and profitable as well. So, and people still coming through the door. So, yeah, definitely, rising costs in food, it hits us every single day. It's not like a monthly thing, it's every day the costs are changing. Our insurance bills are through the roof for here. And constantly having to advertise and get people to part with their money, which I understand is really tight. This is not an essential service. This is something that you choose to do. We've tried to put extra things in like memberships so that people can pay once off or monthly and they can come at all the time throughout the year. So to keep giving them people options to come back. Casual rates and stuff and penalty rates on the weekend, I'm just like mind blown about those. It's just, and then again, you're faced with the challenge on a Sunday, do you pass that cost on to a consumer and you put the 10-15% on, which we don't do at the moment, or do you wear the cost and you essentially take a loss for the day when you're paying Sunday rates and things like that and penalties over the long weekends and things. So
it's certainly a fine balance, right?
Yeah.
Between covering your own operating costs but also being able to provide a high quality service or product, but then ensuring that the consumers are happy to pay for that service. It's a fine balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, I think I'm always conscious about, the pockets of families. So we're doing everything we can to make sure we stay viable. Yeah, but I'm sure we'll get there. We're treating it like a new business and we're definitely seeing growth and stuff, which is great. It's positive. People are really responding to the cafe. So hopefully, we keep seeing that increase and we can keep making families happy. I'd love to see it grow. I'd love to have a Southside location and maybe even franchise, but I just don't know yet. I have to be honest. I'm not even into my first year of business, so it's a bit tricky. It's exhausting. There's no sugarcoating it. It's really hard. It takes a real toll on you, but I can definitely see opportunities. The way that the North Side has responded, and I keep getting people say, "Oh, if only you were on the South Side as well." So you never know.
Well, we'll be definitely watching this space and I really hope that your business thrives. You do offer a unique service here, which is fantastic, and you seem to cater for both the little ones but also parents and having other activities like trivia and so forth. So it sounds like you've got a really good business model and I genuinely wish you all the best and hopefully see you expand.
Yeah, and you never know. Watch this space.
Caitlin, we're in the messy room, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you want to talk us through this?
Yeah, so we built this one just after we bought, and I worked with a playroom designer to do this space. So this is for our classes. We run messy play classes. We also do some school holiday program things out here, and essentially this is a space for 0 to 5-year-olds.
0 to 5.
0 to 5 to get messy, to do arts and craft, to play with Play-Doh, to do all the things that their parents might not want them to do at home. And it's also a place just for people to connect and enjoy their children. So yeah, it's good fun out here. We do weekly classes through the school term. And then as I said, on the weekends we run parties and things out here as well. Messy play is, something that we probably have moved away from a little bit as naturally. Back in the day, that you would go outside and you would play in a lot of dirt and you would grab onto trees and things like that. And unfortunately, due to environmental factors, many kids aren't doing that anymore. So I've got a messy play business. Kids come in, they make potions. We did like a mud swamp this morning, lots of rice, lots of different sensory bases. It's good for lots of reasons, but one of the main things is to help kids deal with their emotions. So to process their emotions and to understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling. And you wouldn't think that you could get that from you running your hand through some oobleck, but it's actually a very powerful resource. And the other thing is about building that hand strength up. So when they do move to preschool, they already have the strength in their hand to be able to pick up a pencil and write, which a lot of kids are skipping over. And they're just kind of expected to sit down and write, but they don't actually have the strength that they need to do it. You know, they also learn lots of social skills, how to take turns, how to play alongside younger children or older children. Like, there's so many key skills they can learn just from an hour of play each week.
Let's play.
Yeah.
How do people find you?
Yeah, so we're in a great location. We're in Nicholls at the Gold Creek kind of country club, so opposite the golf course and aquatots. We've got massive amount of parking available all weekend for free, and you can come and find us. You can book parties, you can book a visit, you can book activities all on our website at letsplaycanberra.com.au, and you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook.